This is the dresser that took months for me to finally complete. And why did it take months to complete? Well, I'll get to that, but first let's look at the condition of this piece. It's kind of beat up. And from afar, it looks pretty, but when you get closer, it's covered in scratches, like from a dog or something, and someone had touched them all up, and it was a mess. And I struggled with this one, getting the drawers out. It had little safeties on it so that the drawers don't fall out, but they were so old now that the drawers could not come out. This took me like 3 days to get those out, and then I had to walk away. And I couldn't even look at the piece. 6 months later, I was finally ready. And I decided I was going to strip this down. That was pretty much the plan from the beginning, but I sometimes, when I get into a project and it's just not going right, if I just walk away for a while, then I can kind of get ready for it. I know what I'm in for. But this one fought me every step of the way, even with the stripper. It was not wanting to let go of the stain, and if a dresser was up for a fight, this was it. So I felt like I was making some progress, but it's looking rough. It's wild. And I'd have some areas where I'm like, okay, that's stripping off decent. And then other parts that just wouldn't. So I just keep pressing on until I get the majority of it off. And then it's time to sand and sand and sand some more. And then I couldn't decide on a stain color. I went through 25 different colors. But I got to get the rest of this stuff off of here. So I created a little, like a contour block for my sander so I could get into some of these areas without having to do it all by hand. That worked wonders. And then using the contour blocks that I have to get all into the edges. And once I got everything finally stripped, it's time to stain. And I chose a dark stain. I didn't think I was going to choose a dark stain, but everything I kept sampling didn't look right. So I'm like, you know what? You're just meant to be a dark color. Although I wanted to move away from that dark red that it was and move into something a little warmer. So this one definitely is a much warmer brown. And I really like the color. So I decided to go ahead and start top coating it. And I'm going to do multiple coats of top coat, just over and over and over, because I want this to not only be beautiful like it is here, but I want it to be very durable. So I sand in between each coat and then wipe all the dust back and then more top coat. And again, I just did this process over and over. And when I was finally done with all that, it was time for some new hardware. The other hardware was cute and brass, but too tiny. It was little itty bitty. So I made some bigger oval poles for this. And here it is now. I think this color just suits the dresser better, and it's a little more current and modern. And there are some pieces that you just remember for months afterwards because they were so much work. But in the end, this piece was worth it.